You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
Everybody, welcome to Pets Mean Business on Pet Life Radio Network. I'm Jamie Migdal. I'm your host and excited about all the shows that we've been doing. I know I say that every time, but I am. We focus on entrepreneurship and innovation in the pet industry. And the more that we do the show, the more clear we're getting about that mission, about that lens, and about our market around who we'd like to have on as guests. And for a while, I feel like we got to a place with guests and booking guests that I kind of went through my own personal network and then started looking around for who else I would like to share the world with or share this experience with. And now we're at this place because I think that I've dug so deeply into the pet industry in a way that I had never done prior that I'm just thrilled about the guests that we have booked and the ones that are going to be coming up. It's incredibly cool. And our listenership, by the way, thank you so much. Our listenership is massive. We're at about 35,000 downloads a month, which means that, I'm getting emails from people about that they're learning things and that they're enjoying the show. Please keep that coming. I'm doing this because I love this industry and I love what this industry has given me in my life. And so I wanted to share all of that with you and share it together. And our guests are great and they love the show and they're putting it out there. And so it's just, there's nothing like this, right? There's nothing like this in the pet space that really dives deep into the mind of the innovator and the entrepreneur and looks at things that haven't, and we're looking at it in all different cool ways. And I'm grateful to be able to do that with you, for you, near you, and all of those other great prepositions. Okay, so today's guest is, we're going to be talking about actually something different, which I like. We're talking about an innovation as far as the pet industry is considered for building a brand new, it's not a product, it's not a solution, it is an event, an experience. There's something coming in 2017, and this may be the first time that you're hearing about it. In fact, I'm fairly certain it is. It's called the World Dog Expo. And yes, that's right, the World Dog Expo. Think of like Lollapalooza meets, well, I won't have to pitch this. I'll save this for Alex, who is my guest today. Alex is coming to us from Barkley, and Barkley is the organization that's putting on World Dog Expo. So if you're on the internet right now, you can go ahead and type in worlddogexpo.dog. There's, of course, a Facebook page, World Dog Expo. I don't believe there's a Twitter page or a LinkedIn page or an Instagram, but maybe Alex can clear that up for us. So Alex is the project manager for this World Dog Expo. And when I heard about it when I was at Super Zoo, which is that big, giant pet industry trade show. I knew that I wanted to have that brought here to the show because that's exactly the innovation and the forward momentum that this industry is experiencing, that we can get to a place where the idea of a World Dog Expo makes sense. No one's going to raise an eyebrow. No one's going to scratch their head. No one's going to wonder who's coming or who's sponsoring it, how they're making money. It's so clear that the world, no pun intended, is ready for something of that nature. So after this break, we'll come back and I'm going to have Alex Robertson on, who is, again, the project manager for the World Dog Expo. And she's a cool woman. I met her at Super Zoo too, and she's been involved in dog rescue for her whole life, and so she totally gets it. And she's moved on, she's kind of been brought up in the shelter world. She did some marketing and then some adoption assistance. So she totally gets it. So this job working with Barkley and her role for World Dog Expo, I think really is probably a great fit for her. She has a background in PR and marketing and event planning. So she's awesome. And I'm excited to have her talk about stuff and talk about herself because, I think what she also brings to the table is this idea of you don't have to own a business in the pet industry to enjoy what this industry has to offer. You can be an innovator within another organization. I think of that as kind of an entrepreneur, if you will. Someone who can be in an organization and kind of grow and bring their own expertise and ideas and motivation to the table. And I think that Barkley, which is, again, the company putting it on, allows Alex to do that. That's my experience with her, and I think it'll be yours. So on that note, folks, I'm going to take a break. You can hear from some lovely sponsors who love Pet Life Radio, like I do, and Pets Mean Business, like you do. And when we get back, we will welcome dear Alex. Okay, we'll be right back. Thanks for listening. Love you guys.
Are you confused by the overwhelming number of supplements for your dog? Developed by a veterinarian, Dr. Baker's all-natural Canine System Saver is designed to address many of the common problems your dog faces today, including allergies, inflammatory diseases, arthritis, hip dysplasia, geriatric problems, and more. Restore and maintain your dog's health with Dr. Baker's all-natural Canine System Saver. Order 2 bottles today and receive 20% off plus free shipping. Visit CanineSystemSaver.com.
To get this special offer, enter coupon code RS20 at checkout.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Hey guys, welcome back. Jamie Migdal, your host on Pets Mean Business on the Pet Life Radio Network. And joining me, as I so clearly described prior to the break, is Alex Robertson. Alex, welcome to Pets Mean Business and Pet Life Radio Network. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
This is your first podcast, you said, right?
It is.
Do you listen to podcasts? What's your opinion on podcasts in general?
I think they're a great idea. I haven't listened to too many. I've listened to some, obviously, on where my heart is pit bulls. So I've listened to some on like the pit bulls and the rescue stuff like that. But I think they're great.
They are. They're like my favorite. They've become my favorite medium. And not just because I'm a podcast host. I really feel like podcasts, when they're done well, deliver such high quality information in such a concise manner. And if the interviewer or the host is halfway decent, which, isn't always the case, but hopefully is most of the time, it's a really enjoyable experience to throw on while you're doing, while you're doing errands, running around, going exercising. It's cool. I like it. It's kind of like books on tape, but kind of in a different flavor. Anyway, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that I'm your first podcast experience. So yay!
Yes, thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. So in my intro, I talked a little bit about World Dog Expo and the innovation behind it and how the world is ready for it. I also talked a little bit about you and your background and how you got to have this position with Barkley, who is putting on World Dog Expo. So let's say that we're at a cocktail party or a bar or whatever, somewhere like where people are just small talking it out, and someone asks you what you do. How do you talk about that?
Well, Barkley as a whole, we produce 2 magazines and trade shows for the professional pet care industry. And me being such a dog lover and an advocate, I can apply my passion with my job, and it's become the best job I've ever had. I love it. I help with bringing in advertisers, obviously, for the magazine, and then just being the basic communication person for our clients and the groomers and that kind of sort of thing.
So how long have you been working with Barkley and World Dog Expo?
It's almost Barkley for almost a year now.
Oh, okay.
And obviously, World Dog Expo is fairly new to us, but I've been on board with that since day one.
So you're coming from a place where you're a dog enthusiast, a dog owner, beyond Absolutely. What I would consider, beyond hobbyist. I think you're more on the enthusiast side, and now you're obviously in the pet industry as a professional. So you're having conversations with all of the different folks that you're having conversations with around, whether it's World Dog Expo or talking to groomers about the grooming magazine, or you're at one of the expos. Like when you're in that space, what is the most surprising thing for you that the pet industry has shown you, or what have you experienced that you're just like, that is a kind of a head scratcher that you didn't expect?
How vast and deep it is. I had no idea how pet industry was, because looking on the outside, it's like, most people think it's just like PetSmart, Petco. Mm-hmm. It is so much more than that. The amount of different brands of dog food, for instance, I was just like, oh my goodness. So it's just so bigger than I ever expected. It's
so great that I love that that's your first kind of perspective on it, or that's what you see most, or that's what you brought up here, because it's true. I feel like when I got into the pet space in 94 and it was a $17 billion industry, and now it's, 65-ish or something along those lines. When I got into it, people would literally think it was cute. It was cute. I owned a dog walking company. It was really cute. Oh, you work with dogs. You must run around in the field of daisies and poppies and play with golden retriever puppies all day. It's cute. And so Are you getting that from people? Because that was for sure, and I still get that sometimes, less now because I think I've developed my career to a point where people do take it seriously. But are you, you know, I met you, you're so nice and you're so kind and you've got this like, you've got this like true dog heart, I would call it. When people hear about your job or hear about World Dog Expo, do you feel like they're taking this seriously, like the big industry, the multi-million-dollar opportunity that it is? Or do you think it's more along the lines of thinking that you play with those golden retrievers in the field all day?
Yes, I have. I get a lot of messages and requests to help with training dogs and are you a groomer? I'm not a groomer. I don't train dogs. I would love on the side to start working and doing training for dogs just because it will help at rescues that I volunteer at. But yeah, people do think it's cute and adorable. But the people that are in it, they have such a big heart and passion for it. And I really admire that. And they do take it very seriously. And the outside world doesn't get it yet. But I think by putting on the World Dog Expo, we're hoping to let people know and see what they're missing.
Wow, I love that. That was a great, by the way, kudos to you for bringing the conversation right to World Dog Expo so beautifully. Before we go into it, I do want to go ahead and just comment that if you're looking to, side note, just between you and I real quick, if you do want to be a dog trainer, you're looking at really exploring that as a secondary thing to do or a career, we have a really awesome program here at Fetch Find. It's going to be, we're debuting it in September. It's a long form class called Fetch Find Behavior Fundamentals Online. It's a 8-part course. It is awesome. It will bring you into spaces and places and thoughts around dogs that you didn't know even existed. When it launches, I'll put you on the wait list for it so you can be one of the first to know. And that would be it's an online class. You can ask questions, you can participate, but it was literally developed for people like you. You are my perfect user, my perfect student for folks that are just wanting to bring it into their life and just kind of start exploring it. So we'll have that conversation too. Okay, and now, by the way, you just also let so many people know about that awesome product that they can also learn about too. So, hey, everybody listening, if you want to get some information like I just shared with Alex, just shoot me a quick email at jamie@fetchfind.com and I'll get you on that list too. Okay, so let's talk about World Dog Expo. I don't even know where to begin to ask questions. So because I have so many of them and I also know your organization. I know some of the leadership at Barkley. So I have some insight, but I feel like what would be most helpful for our conversation is just to kind of start from the beginning and describe what it is and kind of where you're at with it right now. So let's start with what is World Dog Expo?
How we like to explain it is that it is a cross between a World's Fair and the Olympics, all geared around towards dogs. So that's the closest that we can come to for helping to visually give that to people. It's hard because we know what it's going to be, but it being a first year thing, it's hard to let other people vision that. So we are so excited about this. So we have 2 of the top pet promoters and 2 of the top concert promoters in the world creating this event, and we're trying to combine all of our talents together to give this World Dog Expo what it means. Obviously, Barkley and our partners thought it would be awesome to have an expo that celebrates dogs in every aspect that you could possibly even think of. We've done a lot of research. We haven't found anything quite like this. There are a lot of pet expos, but as you know, like Super Zoo, that focuses more on just dogs. So we just want just dogs. That's what we know. That's what we love. So we want this event to be one of a kind, that unheard of, that everyone wants to come to. And dog lovers from everywhere, this is going to be an international show, can enjoy a whole bunch of different events and activities that they've never even seen or heard of before, that they can get their dogs involved in or get information on. And we also want to be very educational, where they can learn in different seminars and classes about things for their dogs.
See, I love that. And I love that, by the way. That is missing for sure from all of these expos, because obviously you and I both, and you more recently, me for more of a longer time, have been traveling around the country, going to expos and shows and trade shows and conferences and so on and so forth. And honestly, what's missing is that kind of just practical, hey, I live with a dog. What do I do about situation A or B? And that is really missing. I love that you guys are filling that gap. We're going to take a quick break, Alex, and let some sponsors talk about stuff that's also cool and important. And then when we get back, let's talk, like, I want to have a conversation that is more like, what would I expect if I were going to it? You know, let's get kind of deeper into the woods about how you guys are kind of envisioning the experience of the dog and the person going. So we're going to do that when we get back from this break. Thank you so much. I love that you're on the show. I love that we're talking about something and probably letting people know about it for the very first time, something that is probably going to be, you know, I think one of the more impressive things that the dog world has seen. Hence the World Dog Expo. Okay, I'm going to stop talking about this. Take a break. We'll come back and we'll pick up the conversation from there. All right, guys, I'm Jamie Migdal. I'm your host on Pets Mean Business on Pet Life Radio Network. We're taking a break. We'll be back with Alex and talking more about World Dog Expo after these wonderful words.
Retrievers, Labradors, Goldens are the main breeds that come through our door, but we'll train anything with 4 legs and a tail. My husband and I own a kennel. We train hunting dogs and also have a boarding and grooming business. Our dogs, they're athletes, and we feed a very quality food. You can't get enzymes in a commercial dog food because they cook it at such a high heat that so much important nutrition is just cooked right out of it. But adding Dynovite to their diet has every single dog in my kennel looking better than they have ever looked.
DINOVITE.com.
859-428-1000.
The omega-3 fatty acids.
Flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa.
The digestive enzymes that are cooked out of regular dog food.
Dynovite is nutrition.
If you want the dog to be healthy, you got to feed it something healthy.
DINOVITE.
Dynovite's the bomb.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000.
Dynovite for life.
DINOVITE.com.
It's DesignerPetSweaters.com. Hand-knitted designer sweaters for your precious pup or cool cat. Beautiful couture patterns for your pets, including custom-knitted formal wear, casual wear, yachting, and even sports-themed. Many designer pet sweaters include feathered tammy hats, top hats, and a lot of sparkle. Each sweater includes leg loops, front paw sleeves, and leash opening. Visit DesignerPetSweaters.com to order your 4-legged fashions today. Your pets will stay warm for the winter and be runway ready. Large or small, we fit them all. DesignerPetSweaters.com.
Pet Life Radio, the #1 pet radio network on the planet, joins forces with iHeartRadio to put the power of your pets in your pocket. Awesome! Download the iHeartRadio app and rock Pet Life Radio on your phone, on your tablet, on your Xbox, in your car. Pet talk, pet tunes, and fun pet times. Pet Life Radio and iHeartRadio. Positively Possum.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life
PetLifeRadio.com.
All right, we're back from break, and we're here with Alex Robertson from the World Dog Expo, and we're talking about this cool show. And if you haven't checked it out, worldexpo.dog, which is a new interwebs thing, right? .dog, .cat, oh gosh, can you imagine? Anyway, so what I want to figure out here, I mean, I just can't even imagine. What I want to figure out here is, you know, we've all been to concerts and fests and things like that. I mean, I think of, like, who are your partners? Did they do, what are the big shows that your partners have done?
They do Coachella, and they do a lot of the MetLife Stadium concerts.
Okay, great. So that's a great starting point to kind of get our brain wrapped around this. So Coachella is obviously, I have not been, but based on Instagram, it looks pretty awesome and pretty big.
Yeah.
So the folks that plan Coachella are your planning partners for World Dog Expo. I got that right?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay, that's huge. So I feel like even if we stop this conversation right there, that should be here. This is my opinion, and you can take this or leave it. You can share it with your Barkley folks. But for me, as kind of understanding what World Dog Expo is, and don't forget, I'm in the pet industry, pretty deep in there. I need to hear, and what's going to really give me that kind of excitement and start to create a picture in my head of what World Dog Expo is, that your partner, your production partner is Coachella, you know, however you phrase that. You know, the folks that put Coachella on are our partner in putting on World Dog Expo. That is really compelling. I mean, for me right there, yeah. I'm in, done, over. I mean, that's just like everything else. It'll all be what it is. I'll get there and I'll find out and I'll be excited. But that's like incredibly compelling.
It is.
That's my feedback, by the way. So in terms of pitching, I think that should be one of the first things you say. Okay, so moving on from that, you didn't ask for the opinion. I like to give it. Tell me, so do I want to bring my dog to this, or do I want to leave my dog at home? Do I want to bring my dog for half the day, the full day? How many days is this? Give me some details.
Sure. So it is June 9th to June 11th. It's 3 days.
Wow.
And absolutely you can bring your dog. Now, obviously, they have to get along with other dogs, and we want them to have their rabies shot. But please bring your dog. There'll be taste testing, and we plan to have a vaccine truck there if you need to update with some vaccines. It'll be cheaper than going to a vet. Nail clippings will be, like, they can get their nails done there. Different things with your dog. There will be, Lucy's Pet Foundation is going to have their surfing truck there. So if you are into it, you can have your dog try out for surfing.
Cool.
That is going to be very exciting. We are going to have the World Championship of all the dog sports there. So this is huge. This is bringing in, so far, 18 different countries, and we are still counting on many more to participate, coming from all over the world to participate in these World Championships. For example, we have disc dogs, fly ball, agility, even dancing with the dogs. Dock diving will be there. And you also, the pet owner, will be able to try these things out with their dogs as well.
Oh, that's cool.
So
that's
if they
really cool.
think they can want to try it out, they can.
Wait, we forgot something. Where is it?
Oh, yes. It is Meadowlands.
It's in the sky. It's in the sky. It's in the heavens. It's wherever you want it to be. I'm sorry. Did you say Meadowlands?
It is Meadowlands Exposition Center in New Jersey.
Damn. That's, okay, I didn't know that, by the way. That is big.
It is. Yes.
Wow.
We will have 2 floors and an outside part as well for this event.
Will there be music?
We do plan to have entertainment, like music entertainment, as well as also dog entertainment, different dog acts. We are going to have tons of demos as well. There'll be wiener dog racing, different police canine unit demos, hunting dog demos, weight pooling, dog toy demos. We plan to have even a room that dogs can go into and try out different toys to see what your dog likes.
This is like the World Dog. This is like the dog's dream expo is what this is.
I know, it is. I'm so excited.
What are you going to do? Tell me this. I have to ask this because I'm a dog trainer at heart, and that's my background. What do you do if people bring their dogs who shouldn't be there because they are super anxious or they are aggressive or they're just it's not a great fit? But people, no one wants to say that about their dog. People want to bring their dogs places. Have you guys started thinking about how you're going to solve for that, or how you're going to approach that?
We haven't touched on that yet. We're still in, the beginning planning of everything, so we haven't even touched on that part. We do know, they have to be able to get along with other dogs, but in case of other things, if anything would happen, we will have on staff like vets and, ambulances and stuff like that, but we still need to weed out the other things in case anything else comes up.
Okay. It's a question I can't help but ask. And also, again, if you guys want to talk to me about that, I can give you some ideas and opinions and things. All right. But I can't help it. I'm just so interested in that part of it because I love these things. I love all the dog events, but I always feel like, if we just need to support the dogs and be advocates for the dogs and also at the same time, super, super support the owners and give them not just a yes or no, your dog belongs here, but give them tools and insights and things to make everything. And I know you guys are totally, I know that's you guys. I know that that's Barclay's whole deal. So I have no doubt that it's going to be handled beautifully.
And there'll be booths as well. Like if you're having issues with your dog, whether it's vet-related, grooming-related, or training-related, behavior-related, we're going to have booths that throughout the entire 3 days that people can go up and just ask questions. Free information as a dog owner would want. People don't realize certain things they're doing is wrong. They may have no idea. So they need to be taught correctly.
That's right.
And it's nothing against them.
No, of course. Oh, it's never. It's always about people, in my opinion, and this is just kind of my worldview, is that people, for the most part, do the best they can do with what they've got, and some people would argue that and say, well, when you, do something horrible to somebody or you hurt somebody or something, even a terribly, dramatic example, selling drugs or any of these things, it's still like people are still doing the best they can do with what they got. And it just so that's a crazy off the wall example of that concept. Bringing it back to something like dogs, they are doing their best. No one's like trying to create, I guess there are people who are trying to create chaos. All right, let's just pretend there's not, though, for this conversation. And in the World Dog Expo, which I'm just going to call it like the heavenly space for dogs, let's assume that everyone's doing the best for their dogs and the dogs are obviously doing the best that they can because that's what they're genetically programmed to do. So I love that you guys are there already thinking about how you can support those folks and be there to be a resource as well as a place just to have a great time. And obviously that's your organization's background. What can people do, to keep up with this? Is it just a matter of, do you guys have newsletters going out? Do you have a mailing list for World Dog Expo?
We do. If you visit worldexpo.dog.
It's World Expo. I'm sorry, worldexpo.dog. Worldexpo.dog. Sorry, go ahead. Got it.
It's okay. There's 3 tabs that you can click on. They updated for the general pet owner who just wants to attend the expo.
Okay.
And you just put in your information, and we'll send out periodic updates. Potential vendors is another tab for those who want to have a booth.
Okay.
And then we have one for clubs and associations if you want to participate in the dog sports that we have.
Fantastic. Okay, I'm on the website now. It's very beautiful, by the way. It's very bold and pink and blue and cute. I like it. I see all the country flags. Okay, that's very cool. This is so cool. All right, you guys go to worldexpo.dog. You'll see why I'm thinking this is cool. All right, well, this whole thing is cool. You're cool. It's all just a whole bunch of cool. I'm ready to go now. It's June 9th, 10th, and 11th in Meadowlands, which is in New Jersey, right? That's a New Jersey space?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, you guys are going to kill it. This is so cool. All right. Well, I think probably as we lead up to the event, we're going to have you guys back on the show and talk about where you're at. And maybe let's do some check-ins. Let's schedule it. When we get through with our time today, we'll get something on the calendar for, let's call it 3 months from now, just to do a check-in. And then we'll do another one as it's right before, because I want to help support you guys, as well as it's just too cool of a concept not to get out there to our awesome audience. And since this is this podcast goes all over the world, there's some relevance there as well. So this is super great.
Sure.
Alex,
thank you.
You're awesome. Yeah. You did a great job. I know you were a little bit nervous, but you had nothing to be nervous about because you gave clear thoughts, concise. You totally, your passion is there. Your expertise is there. It's all there. Own that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. And I thank you, and I love Barkley, and I love what you're doing. Everybody knows where to find you now, because I think we've said a worldexpo.dog enough times that if I say it again, someone's going to throw their iPad out the window. Okay, so on that note, thanks for coming on. Love it. Everybody else?
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for listening, everybody. Thanks for being a part of this show and being a part of the pet industry on any level that you are, even if it's just, and not just having an animal in your home and in your life, or an animal that you love. You're still a part of the industry. All right. And if you're looking to do anything beyond that, you know where to go. You can let me know, Jamie@fetchfine.com or Jamie@PetLifeRadio.com, here to help you. All right. That's what this show is about. That's what we should be doing for each other all the time, helping each other out. That's how the world gets better for everybody, animals and people. All right. Have a great day. We'll see you for our next episode. Check back in about a week or so. We're going to make the guest a secret because that's what we do. And until then, enjoy everything. It's Jamie Migdal, your host on Pets Mean Business on the Pet Life Radio Network. Thank you so much.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.